Alright, so we're back. Two grumpy old men, two old heads or whatever. Pretty Ricky, poured me a little drink. I'm not gonna go but so far, to the point where I'm gonna lose sense of self. I'm already messing up. But we copied down some things that we're gonna talk about, and which topic we're gonna build on, because we're gonna talk about On Code with Lord Jamar and DJ Vlad. We're gonna talk about black-owned businesses.
We'll do it in order.
Okay, all right. So the first one is being on code, and your take on DJ Vlad and how Lord Jamar was on. We don't need to support DJ Vlad anymore, and black people need to be on code. So
black people need to be on code. So let's get this right. You and I remember Brand Nubian.
Yeah.
Brand Nubian hasn't been a thing for 30 years. Right? The only reason why you people know about Lord Jamar is DJ Vlad. Vlad brought him into his platform and said, yo, I want your perspective. You seem like a real dude. I want you to talk about real things, right? You kids made Jamar popular again, because again, Brand Nubians hasn't been a thing for 30 years, right? And then he decides, well, the code is I can't support Vlad because
of what he said about Farrakhan.
He said some things about Farrakhan, which I don't know if I should say this, but
don't let me spit my drink out.
You guys know Farrakhan was involved with killing Malcolm X, right? I mean,
go ahead.
Brother Johnson in the movie, that's Farrakhan.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, but whatever. That's neither here nor there, right? But Lord Jamar's, supporting Farrakhan, who killed Malcolm X.
Which you make a valid point.
That's cool,
You're supporting the murderer. And Farrakhan did admit to a certain extent that he did.
He had something to do with it. All right, so that's cool. You supporting him. You're on code. But Vlad gave you the platform. Okay, you decided to take, which we should. You decided to take your goods away from Vlad. Great, you should put it on our platform. But you didn't. Because every time I see your videos with, what's the chick's name?
Raw
Digger, it's on YouTube. YouTube's not owned by black people. So exactly what code are you following? You add to that. What code is it? I'm drinking. Listen.
So I've done a video about DJ Vlad and my take, as far as dealing with the whole Lord Jamar thing. And it's crazy. I mean, if I agree with Lord Jamar, I kind of disagree with him now, because Pretty Ricky does make a valid point that we're hypocrites. I mean, let's face it, if we're going to be on code with Vlad, right? Then we should be on code with Farrakhan.
Period.
Because at the end of the day, he did two things that we can talk about, in which we should be on code and we should separate ourselves from him. The first thing is the whole thing with the conspiracy of, with the Malcolm X murder. And the second thing is the Scientologists.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he was
new info.
Oh no, he was talking about, we need to rock with Scientology. And they were coming together. And then the third thing is, he took, how he was talking about Jews. He took a picture with some Jews, and if I'm not mistaken, his son dates a white girl, and they have a white dude that's a Muslim. So, the original, in the 90s, I don't know if y'all are aware of this because this is 2021, but Pretty Ricky and I know the true story of how, you know, the whole thing with the double head scientist Yakub, and how white people were grafted out of black people. This is the narrative that Farrakhan was running with in the 90s. How the white man is the devil and blah 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 blah. But all of a sudden he changed his tune, and now he's talking about Jesus, he's talking about God, and Allah and God are the same thing all the time. So if we're going to be on code with a white guy, if we're gonna hold him accountable, like, you know, like how we hold DJ Vlad accountable, we should that same merit we should hold Farrakhan, Lord Jamar with Farrakhan. That plain and simple. So, hey, listen, I stopped watching Vlad because of Lord Jamar, and like I said, Pretty Ricky, he poses a good case. So
I've Farrakhan thing.
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm old. All right. So I was around for the Million Man March.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
My pops grew up in East New York. As far as he's concerned, he is black as black can be. All right. He's the blackest black man that's not black but is black that ever existed. All right. My pops was all excited and charged up. Let's go to the Million Man March.
So they don't know that you're part black and Puerto Rican.
So
and make that aware, because we don't want no jokes about Pretty Ricky's hair. That's real Puerto Rican hair.
Yo, true story. My man showed up. He's like, yo, I'm outside. I'm like, I'm in the shower. I'll have to buzz you in. Hair's wet. It is what it is, right?
It's not so. What is it? So
I don't so glow it. It is what it is, man. I used to be like Prodigy from Mobb Deep. I used to cut it off so no one could see it. It is what it is, you know. But from my era in Brooklyn, New York, there was no difference. Black, Puerto Rican, that's all the same thing, right? We went through the same struggle. We lived in the same. Which channel are we on?
Whatever channel, I don't know. Maybe
we went through the same. We went through the same struggle. So I didn't curse.
Go ahead.
You know, we went through the same stuff. So black, Puerto Rican,
same shit.
Yeah, that too. So like that's why, like, you know, Puerto Rican rappers from the early 2000s and 90s could say the N-word, because we grew up in the same place. It's like no different, right? Neither here or there. So if my father's like, let's go to the Million Man March. So back then, when this was happening, people were putting together buses, chartering buses to go down to DC. $25 get you on the bus. 100.
Spike Lee made a movie about it.
Spike Lee made a movie about it, right? $25 get you on the bus.
That was our Black Lives Matter version.
Bigger than back.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
So that'll get you to DC, to the movement, and then back on the bus and back home to Brooklyn, right? We decided we weren't gonna go. We kind of like thought, maybe too many brown people in the same place. Maybe you have like mass murder. So we decided not to go, right?
Timothy McVeigh was around at that time too.
The Oklahoma stuff happened, the Waco stuff happened. Like, we decided, let's not take that shot, right? We watched it on TV. He came to my crib, we watched it on TV, right? So here's the thing. At the Million Man March, all around where it happened, there were these bins. And the bins were for donations. Man, I'm gonna get myself killed.
You start talking about Muslims, then
I'm gonna get myself killed, man.
Yeah.
I don't, no disrespect.
FOI.
Alright, so there were these bins for donations, right? And anyone participating in the march, you would put in a donation.
Do you really want to talk about that? Cause
nah, I don't know.
First of all, you know the Nuwabians got on my
ass.
The Nuwabians
following you and Paris Peter.
Now you want the Nation of Islam?
I'm saying it.
I don't know if that's enough 6 songs out there for us to.
I don't know.
Go ahead though.
The Man, see, you making me second. All right, so they had these bins, like garbage pails, right? Where you put your donation into that. This wasn't regulated. There were no taxes filed. You know what I mean? This was a donation, right? I'm telling you, I knew people who were charged up that would have donated every dime they had in their pocket. The media will tell you it was 3, 4, 500,000. Him and I will tell you, we looked at that on C-SPAN. It was 3.5 for a million people, right? Do the math. $10 per 3.5 million people donated. Let's just say the average was $10. So, one of Farrakhan's, man, I'm gonna get killed. One of his mandates, I watched the whole thing, right? One thing that he said is, hey brothers, go back to your communities and build something, right? So I was living in the hood, Brownsville. I don't remember shit. There was one place, they took over like this facility that was something prior, and they turned it into like like a place where you can come and do your resume, like a urban strategies. That was like the kind of
ties and
wear a tie,
interviews,
do it right. Yeah. So there was one place like that, and I remember it was like the name of it. They put like a sign. It was like Million Man March Job Center. Like that's probably not accurate, but it's along those lines, right? That shit closed within like 30 days, man. Right? And I'm positive that those brothers probably reached out to Nation of Islam, like, help us pay some rent, bro.
Can I say
jump in, man?
So so what Pretty Ricky is saying, if y'all don't understand where he's coming from, is that they got all this money, and then once everybody got back on the bus and left DC and went back into their communities, shit didn't change. Charged up, nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Now let's go back to the whole thing with Vlad. I think part of the reason, I can't even say that because Lord Jamar never brought that up. I was about to say that it's hearsay that Vlad is working for the feds, but that wasn't his argument of being on code and not dealing with Vlad anymore.
His code was Lord Jamar is is he repping Islam or is he a 5%er?
He's a 5%er, but what I've learned is that the 5% Nation was founded by Clarence 13X, which was
they're most definitely part of Islam.
Of the Nation of Islam, and all of that alphabets, Alpha Born, Cypher Divine, Equality, Freedom, etc. is actually taken from what they were teaching the children.
We're gonna die, yo.
Hey.
So
we're gonna go out.
We're gonna go out in the fucking blaze, right? So this gotta be on the old channel. So
I'm putting this on the new one. We're talking about corporate world.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Black-owned businesses and second-degree murder for blacks and George Floyd.
Yeah, no doubt. So here's the thing: 5%ers. I thought about joining the 5%ers, right? Because he's gonna laugh in a second, right? So 5%ers, you believe in Islam, is very pro-black, but you still get to sleep with white girls.
Yeah, that's true.
And he will tell you, I'm the father of some very mixed babies, you know what I mean? I mean, it had to come out at some point, right?
Hold on.
Our father mixed baby.
See, this is the thing. So, like,
that shit had to come out.
Yo,
I know that. Yo, listen. I appreciate all the support, but listen, man.
You like snow bunnies?
I like snow bunnies a lot. Especially thick boys. So if you happen to be watching, yo, hit me in the D.
Alright, man. No, listen, for real. I was on some black shit. And I went to the Y, right? And, yo, fuck it. We go
like 9 o'clock.
I called him 9 o'clock in the morning. I said, I don't know what the hell is going on with these white girls. I'm the most pro-black one.
That's a true story. He called me at like 9 o'clock. He know I works from home. I don't like taking personal cell phone calls. But when he calls at 9 o'clock, I gotta take it because it could be bad. I gotta strap up and go defend the family. So I'm like, what? Do I gotta get the guns? And he's like, yo, I don't know what these white girls. I don't know what they're doing, but their asses is fat. And I keep looking.
When they do squat, they be
I don't know what the squat regimen is, but it's working. Oh man. I need to.
Okay. So let's move on to. We ain't gonna do an episode of white girls, but that'll be another one.
That's another one.
Let's move on to black-owned businesses. So on the old channel, I never did anything about. Yeah, I've done like. So I do this thing every year. It's messed up to say, but every year, like say for example, I'll say it's 2021, and I'm still not supporting black-owned businesses. So 2022 comes, I'm gonna say the same thing.
My man was on Fox talking about respect.
Fox Soul.
It's Fox.
Yeah.
My man was contacted by Fox. I hope that you respect the gangster. My man was contacted by Fox News, and they requested that he come on and give his take on why he doesn't support. I've been drinking, so English is my first.
Did not like that.
He jumped on, and everybody hated him, including the host, but he was 100% right. I mean, let's talk about black-owned businesses.
So it's crazy because it's relative to the DJ Vlad and Lord Jamar thing. If we're gonna hold white people accountable, because this is the thing that I get from black people, that I got from black people in the comment section of the videos that I've done about black-owned businesses. They'll say, well, you know, I've been to McDonald's and they ran out of burgers.
The machine never works.
The ice cream machine never works and blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. But then when I start talking about black businesses, black-owned businesses, and how they just be messing up, it's all these excuses. No, if you want me to hold white people accountable, white-owned businesses accountable for their actions, then I need to do the same in return when it comes to our businesses. And the thing of it is with me, I've been on this planet for quite a few times, quite a few years, excuse me. And I can say this, I can probably count on my hands like 2 or 3 times. I've ran into a black-owned business that was really up to par, that was functional. Other than that, most of the time, how did Chris Tucker put it? You may have Kool-Aid but no sugar, mayonnaise with no sandwich bread. It's always something, and it's always an excuse. And it's like, no, if I give you my money, I want what I asked for. Yeah. No excuses, none at all. So the question to me is should black-owned businesses exist? Yes, based on the climate. Because of course, white people treat us like shit. Asian people treat us like shit. But at the same time, we do have to say we treat one another like shit too. That's just my take on it. I'll let Pretty Ricky build on how he feels about it.
Black-owned businesses.
Yeah. And do you support them? I'm still taking a stance. I will not support a black-owned business until they get this shit right. But it's specific ones that I do support. But overall, no. You got to get your shit right first.
So, I'll support a black-owned business that runs itself. Man, it's gonna sound racist.
Nah, go ahead.
I'll support a black-owned business that runs its business based on the model of a white business. If I let's say you own a catering company. Now, keep in mind, he's a vegan, not a vegetarian. He's a vegan.
Well, I juggle.
Kind of balancing between the two?
Juggle. I'm about to get the cheese pizza, man. It is what it is.
Most of the time he's a vegan.
Most of the time.
Sometimes he's a vegetarian. Never the time is he a meat eater. Alright? I eat meat, but it's limited to kind of organic,
kosher,
like I don't eat like pork. I haven't eaten pork in 15 years. What I eat is like, turkey. I'll eat chicken, obviously. Not Kentucky Fried Chicken, but chicken, organic chicken. Probably not even the real thing. They charge me more for it, but my meat eating is pretty limited, right? I eat lots of veggies, all that good stuff. So I call you up, black business. I want to support the cause, right? I'm having a little get together in my crib. My mom is coming, my sister's coming, he's coming, you know what I mean? Chick I'm dating's coming, her family's. I want to cater something. The chick that I see kind of a lot is a vegan, vegetarian, one of the two. She's like him, right? Yeah. No meat. Her sister, her mom, they don't do meat. I do very little meat. My mom's from, she'll eat anything, but whatever. That's besides. Sorry, Mom. I call you and I say, hey, listen, I need platters for vegans, vegetarians, slight meat eaters, organic. So I need a menu that's diverse for everyone, right? You as a black business, you show up with pork ribs, potato salad, and rice.
And then claim it's vegan food.
Right.
That is not meat.
We koshered the pork ribs. Nobody eats pork ribs over here, bro. Right? And then the rest of the people over here eat vegan stuff or vegetarian. At the very least, vegan and by the way, vegan, vegetarian are two different things.
Yeah, right? Definitely.
He's probably more along the vegan line, but sometimes he, as they say in a Christianity religion, he backslides and he does vegetarian stuff. But he's more vegan than he is vegetarian, right? Yeah. You show up with pork ribs and rice and potato salad. What are we supposed to do with that? Now, black business will say, give us a pass. We're black business. You're minority at the very least. Give us a pass.
You're supposed to understand.
You should understand. You know how it is. The man is always trying to hold us down.
The man.
The man, right? I didn't pay you to be held down by the man. I paid you to cater the dishes we decided upon. You ever catered anything? Any of you ever catered anything? That's ish is like 3 months ahead of schedule. You had a 3-month notice.
We don't care if the mom is on fire, the father smoking crack, none of that.
Think about this. When you go to McDonald's and you order a milkshake and they say, sorry, milkshake machine's down. That's it. They don't give you no additional. They don't say, well, 12 billion served and we make a bunch of donations. So because we make a bunch of donations, we can't always service the milkshake machines. They don't say that. They just say, you can't have a milkshake, right? But my people, his people, we always say, well, cut us some slack. But then we want to be taken seriously. It's not how that works.
Hey, listen, I mean, we said it in the first video. We don't agree with everything, It's times that we disagree, more often. This particular situation, I totally agree 100%. I'm not practicing nepotism, in this particular situation. And now if you got your shit together, I'll practice nepotism all day. I'll support black-owned grocery stores, toothpaste, toothbrush, cars, or whatever have you. But at the end of the day, if overall, and I think this is what Pretty Ricky is saying, if your product is it ain't worth shit, then you don't have my money. It's just that plain and simple. And you can't knock people that feel that way. You understand? So it is what it is. So what I really want to build on is the corporate world. Being that Pretty Ricky is in the corporate world, I mean, he knows more of it than I do. And he's told me things, and I'm like sitting here saying to myself, there's no way in the hell I could do it, But then also on top of that, in the corporate world, you do have a sense of stability, Right. And it can be. So I'm not trying to give out your business, but can I say this? Like you're debating on where you want to go because of the fact that you are getting a certain amount of surplus of money. So it can be like it could be like the sea nymphs, like you can go to that island and you got these pretty women on top, and then it's a monster on the bottom of the island that's waiting to devour you. So looks can be deceiving overall. So I'll let him build on that as far as dealing with the corporate world. I'm not in it. But at the same time, he's told me quite a few times if I chose to be in it that I would actually do good in it. I truly think I would too, so go ahead and build on that. If you choose to. On your situation in corporate world.
So, no numbers involved.
Of course.
But I have an opportunity to pick between two numbers. And the numbers are a lot. I'm not saying they're not.
I'm laughing because I know
you know what the numbers are.
I know the numbers. Yeah.
I have to pick between one of two. Either way, the numbers are a lot.
Yeah.
Right? But understand, one number involves, hey, you want to do business travel? You want to go to events? You want to go meet with people? You got to take the vaccine.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you forgot about that. Shit. The other one is, hey, come to our team. We'll give you more. Eventually, we'll push the vaccine. But for now, we'll just give you more numbers because we see your talent and we want you to be a part of our team. So, as he knows, like right now, this is like kind of something that just came up where I have to pick between one ridiculous number or another ridiculous number, right?
One lifestyle and another lifestyle. That's better.
Do you feel like the other lifestyle is gonna really be much better? I mean, maybe I buy a different car.
So I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to put you out like that, you know. But and it's relevant to what we're saying. It was funny as shit. I had to tell the mother of my children that. So, Pretty Ricky is a real frugal person, right? And I told him, you gonna laugh.
That is true.
I told him I paid $15 for a 5-pack of underwear. And he said 5-pack. He said a 5-pack of underwear. Underwear until my testicles fall out.
That's too funny. That's too much. $9.99.
So from a person that's thinking that way, it ain't that much difference because he's still gonna have to spend. I'm not spending any money. You're still gonna spend.
Listen, whichever decision I make,
oh man,
$9.99. If it's more than $9.99, balls hanging out. I don't care about what you're talking about, man.
Oh man,
that's how you keep your money, right?
True.
So when you retire, that's my brother from another. We've been rocking for almost 20 years. He not gonna pay my bills no more than he expect me to pay his.
Yeah.
We grown men over here. We not part of. No offense, we not part of y'all generation. He do him, I do me. We live very different lifestyles. He is off the grid. I'm very much on the grid.
But it's somewhat similar.
He works hard. Probably, I would say he works harder than me, right?
I do.
I work 8 hours a day.
And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
My man is 7 days a week, right? Since I met him, it's been like that. I'm not gonna ever come to him and be like, hey, I retired, pay my mortgage. No more than he would do that to me. So we're not like you people. Not to throw shade, but yeah, frugal is a thing. But corporate America wise, if you're gonna be a part of this, understand you will make concessions, right? At some point, I've already made the decision I'm gonna take the vaccine. Because I have no choice, right? If I wanna go and travel and go to other places and other states and do stuff, they're making it so that you can't do it without the vaccine passport, right? So I gotta go get Tuskegee Airmen so I can get on a plane to go handle business.
Can I say something real quick? So this is the thing. Like, what I tend to do is I tend to think a certain way, so that all questions can be answered, because this is not a podcast. You know, you can't call in. Eventually it's gonna be that way, because I'm getting tired of y'all asking questions or acting like y'all smart and all the rest of that in the comment section, but it's another story. So the thing of it is that if you're gonna play the game, this is what Pretty Ricky is saying. If you're gonna play the game and you have invested years in it, you don't have no choice.
Got no choice.
You're looking at two different people, right? So if I were to enter the corporate world, I would do good on the level of using my mind. But far as being told what to do, and you can't do this and you can't do that, or you have to look a certain way, as far as dealing with dreadlocks and my facial hair and all of that stuff, I'm gonna get fired instantly. You understand where I'm coming from? And vice versa. Certain things that Pretty Ricky won't be able to do that I do. We're two different people, but yet and still we have a lot in common. You understand? So I just think that for the most part, I'm glad that we took two different paths, because it keeps everything balanced. Like, I can give my perspective on things and he can give his perspective on things. But overall, it may sound And I hate if they judge you like that. It may sound like, oh, he's an Uncle Tom and he's willing to do this and he's willing to do that and blah blah. If you don't know what it's like to invest your time, effort. This man went to school. He put a lot of hours and years into what he's doing right now. For him to walk away from that, and we're getting back to how black people think. For him to walk away from that, and for you to sit back and say you should walk away from it and don't have nothing else to offer to him is fucking amazing to me. So, okay, he's supposed to quit the man's job to do what?
That pays me well.
That pays him well. To do what? Because I remember, since y'all all want, we're going to get on that.
Get on it.
Since you all want to talk about this Dr. Malachi York shit, because y'all always bring him up, I remember working for free.
Facts.
And the lady that owned the store, so-called owned the store, actually rented the store out, told me I wasn't doing enough.
Wasn't doing enough.
Enough!
Working for free.
Working for free. That's not enough.
Facts. Yo, speaking of, you remember that? You were like, yo, she's like on my ass. She's telling me I'm not contributing enough to the cause. And I was sitting there like, what are you saying? You work for free. You trying to live and you take a time out of your life to work for free.
I had to drive there
with no license.
Yep, license revoked.
Cause I told you you wouldn't get a license in this lifetime. You would have to die. I remember the conversation. We were in Orlando.
Yeah.
And I said, yo, listen, my man, I don't mean no harm, but you gotta die and be reincarnated, come back with a different social before you get a. Like,
I did prove you wrong.
Before you get an actual license.
I got my license back though.
And then you got a license, and I'm like, so who he got a sex tape out at the DOV? He got somebody doing what they do, and he's like, yo, if you don't give me a license, this is going on Instagram.
Put that out.
And she would had the nerve, the audacity to say, you weren't doing enough. I don't know. I guess I'm positive you told the story. Did you tell a story about the robbery at the store?
Yeah. On the new channel, I got Confessions of the Ex-Nuwabi, part 1 through 30 or something like that.
Homie got accused of this. You gotta understand, whenever something happens to him or happens to me, we don't text. That's a phone call, all right? This was a phone call like, yo, the cops are here questioning me right now. What do I say? Because I know you were a scumbag once before. And I'm like, yo, don't say nothing.
They were trying to hit me with insurance fraud.
All kind of nonsense over nothing. Black-owned business, you know. Let's take the fall for Dwight.
So we're gonna build on Charlotte's growth, and then after that we're gonna end it. How long you been here? A year and
I moved here in.
Here you go.
I moved here December 28th, 2019. I visited 2018, 2017. Flew down, checked it out, and it was different each time. Right? I believe Charlotte is 15th largest city in the United States. Something like that. 11, 15, Google it. Google is your friend. Pretty incredible. I believe I said it in his other video that I never seen a city that decided, let's build the infrastructure first before building the actual city, and that's still a thing, right? Now, him and I were talking before we started recording about the thing about building or expanding a major city is Charlotte is not a new city, right? So if you come here thinking everything's brand, like any of you ever been to Phoenix or parts of Vegas, Nevada, for example, or Branson, Missouri, for example, that's all new, right? Some of Charlotte's not all new. Some of Charlotte's very, very old. The problem is, which I know he's talked about it, gentrification, right? The people, existing people have to be displaced and put into another place. So if you come to Charlotte, understand, yes, there's a lot of new, but there's a lot of old, right? You may hear someone say South Boulevard. Half of it is okay. Carvana and down to Uptown is fine. Carvana and back to 485 is
debatable,
very sketchy, right? So Charlotte's growing. I believe, what would you say? Metro Charlotte, if you throw in Concord and Kannapolis, it's like 1.5 million?
No, actually, you throw in the Charlotte metropolitan area, Gastonia. I think they include that too. So we're looking at,
Mount Holly.
to be real with you, we're getting close to 3 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. But then you have to look at it like this, because I get a lot of people that ask me about Concord, Indian Trail, Gastonia, and these different places. Just because Charlotte is where it's at, and you know this for a fact, Gastonia is not Charlotte. No. Indian Trail is not Charlotte. Concord is not Charlotte. Kannapolis is not Charlotte. Definitely. It is definitely the South. You know, you do have areas in Concord, and I've done a video about it, where it's you're going back to the future, so to speak. You know, you living in the past, and 2021, for them to be where they're at as a city or a town, I don't know what they may call themselves, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna live there. So you definitely, if you are more like city-like, you coming from the northern states, you definitely want to live in the Charlotte area. You know, you don't want to live in like Mecklenburg County, because that's kind of like vast. You know, it's Mecklenburg. It could be statement. Yeah, it could be Pineville or Matthews or something like that. You definitely want to live in Charlotte city limits. We're not going to reveal the bat cave that Pretty Ricky resides in, but he definitely stays in Charlotte. This is where he stays at. I'm not going to say specifically where you stay at, but it's a good spot. You know, he can get to any and everywhere in a matter of minutes. But I'll let you build on that.
So, truth be told, he's like 10 minutes from me. But he's in like what would be the suburbs.
They all know I stay in Steel Creek.
So. Yeah. He's kind of more a suburban kind of lifestyle. Me, if you drive up the street here for 2 minutes, you can actually see the city line. So, Charlotte's growing. I mean, I don't want to preach too much about Charlotte, because I feel like I told him before, stop telling these people to come move to Charlotte. Like, there's not enough room for all of you. It's just not. Don't come here.
Why did it seem like you had your Batman voice when?
There's not enough room for you people. All right, you're taking up all the parking spaces and stuff. And when I go to order stuff, when I go pick up, you're there because of him. So stop. Don't come here. Raleigh is perfectly fine for you. It's a little bit smaller, but Concord, you can live in Concord all you want. I only go there to go to Bass Pro Shop to buy ammo for my guns. But other than that, there's no legit reason for me to go to Concord unless I want to look at a cow or something. So go to Concord. Stop coming to Charlotte. I know he's like doing house tours on his other channel and stuff. Yeah, no. There's no houses, there's no apartments, there's no room for you, okay? Charlotte's awesome. It's central. And where I live, 77's that way, 85 is that way. Like, I can get to everything. 485 is this way. I can get to Uptown. I can see it at night. There's no room for you here. You should go to Concord or Kannapolis or
Atlanta.
You should just go to Atlanta. That's what I'm saying. That's the metropolis for you people.
Man.
Go to Atlanta.
You people? Are you saying you people? What do you mean by that, Pretty Ricky? Yo, we about to end this because the red battery, we ain't got that much battery left.
I'm just, but no, I'm not. But yeah, don't come to Charlotte. It's not enough room for you people.
Yeah, man. Listen, there's gonna be more. You know, if you enjoyed this video, man, let us know in the comment section because we'll definitely do more.
Subscribe to my man's channel.
Yeah, subscribe to my channel. You got a channel too.
There's nothing on my channel.
There's not too much on
Subscribe to his channel.
But if you want to see more, let us know, and we'll do more. Other than that, that's what you're gonna do. Just
stop coming to Charlotte.
Okay, Pretty Ricky said stop.
Greensboro is for you.
Okay, Greensboro.
You're gonna get arrested.
Yeah.
But Greensboro is for you.
So basically, what Pretty Ricky is saying, you know, you can stay in Chapel Hill.
Overpopulating Charlotte because of you, man.
Winston-Salem.
If I sign on to YouTube and I type in Charlotte, you pop up.
So you saying I'm the enemy then?
Yes. Stop telling them to come to Charlotte. Go to Greensboro. It's good for you.
Okay, so go to Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Raleigh, Durham,
Not Charlotte, man.
Asheville, but not
Fayetteville. I don't care where you go.
Fayetteville.
Go to Asheville. I don't care where you go.
South Carolina, and not Charlotte, because Pretty Ricky said so. All right then, we out. Peace.